Welcome back to my channel, students. As I said in my previous video, this video I'll be discussing some very important MCQs from water potential. So please watch it carefully and then note it down and try to understand. So let us begin with the first question. First question, I'll read it. Water potential is equal to solute potential. In which condition? In which condition we can say water potential is equal to solute potential? So options given are flaccid cell, turgid cell, partly turgid cell and a dead cell. So these two can become equal. We know the expression for water potential is equal to, it is the sum of solute potential and pressure potential. So here in a when were these two equal? When pressure potential becomes 0. Pressure potential will become 0 in a flaccid cell. So here the answer will be the first one, that is flaccid cell. Okay, now this is coming to the next question. Water absorbed by osmosis is stored in. Water absorbed by osmosis. It is stored in the cell sap. You know the cell sap is the fluid present in the vacuole. And the membrane of vacuole, that is stenoplast, which is called membrane of vacuole, that contributes for most of the osmosis. So whatever water absorbed by osmosis, it will be stored in the cell sap. So here the answer will be cell sap. Now the next question, the third question. A cell A has a water potential of -3 and cell B a water potential of -8 bars. So what will be the movement of water? In which direction? So you know, if it is water potential, water always moves from a region of higher water potential to region of lower water potential. So here higher water potential is that of the cell A. So here movement of water will be from cell A to cell B. That will be the first option. So basic point what you have to remember, water always moves from a region of higher water potential to a region of lower water potential. So higher water potential, that is -3, and higher also we say less negative, and lower it is more negative. This we discussed in the last video, last session, that the negative value, water potential is always a negative value. Now, the coming to the next question, fourth question. The cell A, B, C are present in linear sequence. They are arranged in linear sequence. So water potential values of these are given, that is respectively -3, -6 and -10 respectively. What is the direction of water movement? So here highest is that of A, next comes the B -6, next comes the C -10. So direction of water movement will be A, B and C. That is the fourth. Now coming to the next question, let us go to the next question. Fifth question. Water potential values of 4 cells are given here. A, B, C, D are given. Water potential of A is -2, B is -6, C is -3 and D is -5. So the cell A is surrounded by other cells, and between which two cells the rate of water movement is maximum. So here we have to see, so 4 water potential values are given. So we have to see between which two cells the difference of water potential is more. So here I will write it. To find out the rate of movement, between two cells, what we have to find out? We have to see the maximum difference in water potential between any two cells, So here if we observe the cells A, B, C and D, we find the maximum difference is between A, that is -2, and B, that is -6. Here we find a difference of 4, -4. Whereas if we find all the other, we find less difference. So answer here will be A and B. So maximum rate will be here between A and B. So what is given in the question? Cell A is surrounded by the other. This we can represent it in another way also. So listen carefully. Cell A, I will put it at the center, surrounded by other cells B, C and D. So it is surrounded by other cells. So the water potential of value A is -2. So this is -2. And B is -6. And C is -3. And D is -5. So what will be the, by arrows, how can we put? By arrows, what will be the, how can we represent this by arrows? So A has maximum water potential. So A will give water to all other cells. This is how we can give the direction. A will give water to all other cells. But between A and B, because the difference is more, water will first enter into B, then it will enter into D, and then it will enter into C. Suppose we have to give a sequence how the water can enter. So first it enters into B, and then followed by D, and then finally to C. This is how water will enter from A to all the other cells. This is another model, another type of question in the same way you can get. Okay. Now, next coming to the next question. Water potential value of A and B cells at equilibrium. If they have pi and p values as follows. For two cells A and B, their pi and p, pi is osmotic potential, p is pressure potential. The values are given for both. So, we have to first find out their water potential. So for cell A, if we find out water potential, we have to find the difference. So 1.8 minus say 0.6, we get minus 1.2. So for cell A, we get a water potential value of 1.2. And for cell B, we get a water potential value of minus 0.4. Now at equilibrium, we have to find out average of these two. We have to add 1.2 plus 0.4. So we will get here minus 1.6 when we add these two, minus 1.2 plus 0.4 minus 4. So here minus should be considered. It is not exactly mathematical addition, but you have to add numerically, and always the sign should be minus, negative sign. So here minus 1.6 we get after adding this. Then average, we are dividing it by 2. So you are going to get 0.8, that is minus 0.8. So answer will be the second answer. Always remember, when you have to find out equilibrium of whatever number of cells are given, not just 2, if there are more than 2 also, if they are given, all the water potential values you have to add it and then divide by the whatever number of cells given. That value will give you the value of water potential at equilibrium. Okay, now we will go to the next question. So here in this question, you have to match these two columns with respect to their water potential values. Second column, all the water potential expressions are given. First column, the condition of the cell is given. So here you have to match these two. So first one, if we take water soaked fully hydrated seeds. Water soaked fully hydrated seeds is the seeds are absorbing water. Yesterday's in previous session we discussed about, I told you about what is metric potential. When any seed, a dry seed kept in water, it undergoes imbibition. So that exerts, that creates another component which is called as a metric potential. So for this we have to give, for A, that is water soaked fully hydrated seeds, the expression will be equal to the first one, that is osmotic potential plus pressure potential plus this is metric potential. So we have to give as 1. Second condition is fully turgid cell. In a fully turgid cell or fully turgid living cell, we will find both will contribute. Fourth one we will take here. That is osmotic potential plus pressure potential. Then next one. Okay, here let me, just let me slightly, there is a change. Children, just listen. Fully turgid cell, B, we have to take in a fully turgid cell, water potential equal to 0. When water potential equal to 0, this is the expression of water potential, normal expression of water potential in a living cell. Suppose in a fully turgid cell we take water potential will be 0. When we take this as 0, then when this is 0, these two we can change, we can equate, we can change. How can we change this? We can change this as pi equal to, or this pi here we keep it this side, and this p if we take the other side, it will become minus p. That's what here third you will match it with. So B you will match it with the third one. I will write again once again all the 4. Now next coming to the C. If we take C, plasmolized cell. In a plasmolized cell, this completely it is that no pressure potential at all, no turgor pressure, no pressure potential. So in a plasmolized cell this will be 0, completely P will be 0. So water potential will be equal to osmotic potential, that we find it here, the second one. And the last water potential of living cell, here we take the fourth one. D we will take the fourth one. So in a living cell we find both the components. Now once again if I give it a clearly, A you will take it as 1, B you will take it as 3, C you will take it as 2, and D you will take as 4. That will be the answer for this question. Now coming to the next question, osmotic potential and pressure potential. Osmotic potential and pressure potential of 3 cells ABC are given. 3 cells ABC are given. Osmotic pressure potential, these, like for cell A, osmotic potential 0.87, 0.44. This is minus and plus. So here we have to find out first what is the value of water potential here. What is the value of water potential? I have already written the values of water potential. So for A you are going to get minus 0.3. Similarly based on these values here for B minus 0.92 and 0.34. So you will get water potential as minus 0.58, and for C you will get the water potential value of minus 0.41. So it is osmotic potential, pressure potential are given for C. This is 0.68 and 0.27. So you will get a water potential value of 0.41. Now what is the question? Assign the cells to root hair, root cortex and mesophyll cells of the leaf mesophyll cell. So water is absorbed from root system to shoot system, and movement of water is always from a region of higher water potential higher to lower water potential. That is the movement of water. If we consider movement of water from the soil, the highest water potential we should find in the soil. Then suppose I give you the sequence, how it can move, how water can move based on this highest to lowest values of water potential. We can first start with soil, and then we can give root, and then we give the stem, and then we can give leaf, and finally atmosphere. From leaf to atmosphere by transpiration. The water will leave to the atmosphere due to Transpiration. So here transpiration plays a role. And from soil to the root, first water is absorbed. This is by osmosis. Soil to root or water is absorbed by osmosis. And from root to the leaf, it is taken by different mechanisms. That is either by active process or by passive process. Mostly movement of water is only a passive process. If you take mineral ions, it will be go along with water, which can be passive or active. But movement of water, if we consider from root to the leaf, it is by passive process. So what is the main force, main driving force for movement from root to leaf is transpiration. Transpiration pull helps in ascending of water column. So this is the sequence of movement of water based on their water potential. Now based on this general information, we can give here that based on the values here all are in minus. So highest water potential value is for C, highest water potential value. Then comes the A and then comes the B. So root hair, root cortex and leaf cell. So among this, root hair should have highest water potential, then followed by root cortex and then by leaf mesophyll. Because root hair, again root we can divide into root hair and root cortex also. Similarly stem, epidermis, stem cortex. Leaf epidermis, leaf mesophyll. We can divide it based on their internal anatomy also. So here we can give the answer as C, A, B. C for root hair and A for root cortex and B for leaf mesophyll cells. So this is one type of question which was asked previously, children, based on this. So here two important concepts are involved. How the absorption of water takes place based on water potential, how movement of water takes place based on water potential, and direction of water movement based on the water potential. Now going to the next question. Going to the next one. Which of the following arbitrary values of DPD, OP and TP appear correct for turgid cell? In the previous discussion, we discussed about DPD, previous session. So I gave you there DPD is equal to OP minus TP. OP is osmotic pressure and TP is turgid pressure. So, and we also discussed in case of turgid cell, flaccid cell also. So here the correct options for turgid cell is asked. So in a turgid cell, what happens? In a turgid cell, DPD will be 0. Just like water potential, DPD will be 0 in a turgid cell. So when this is 0, that means OP should be equal to TP. So which options OP is equal to TP? It is the second option. Second option, DPD is given as 0 and OP is equal to TP. So that is the second option will be correct. Then next question, 10th question. If cells kept for some time in 0.1 m solution of sucrose and 0.1 m solution of sodium chloride. Of course, cells are kept separately, not one after the other. Some cells are kept in sucrose and some are kept in sodium chloride solution. The water potential of the cells kept in. So what are the changes? In the options, what are the changes are given? So which option should be correct? Water potential of the cells kept in. So options are sucrose solution is greater, sodium chloride solution is greater, both will be equal, sucrose is lower and sodium chloride higher. So here one basic information what you should know is sucrose is a non-electrolyte. It will not, non-electrolyte is which will not form any ions. So here no ions are formed. If no ions are formed, it will not change the concentration. So concentration will be very low here. Concentration is very low. So if concentration is low, its water potential will be high. So first option will be correct. The water potential will be high in the cells kept in sucrose solution, that is greater. Whereas sodium chloride is an electrolyte. It can form ion, sodium ion and chloride ion. It is an electrolyte. So it will change the concentration. It will change the concentration. So the concentration, since it changes, its water potential will decrease. So cells kept in sodium chloride, the water potential will be low. Whereas cells kept in sucrose solution, the water potential will be more, because the concentration will be less. So this is the difference. This is also very frequently asked children in any exam, comparing sucrose and sodium chloride. Okay. Now the next question. Two cells A and B are adjacent to each other. Two cells A and B are adjacent to each other. DPD of cell A is 3, cell B is 5. Direction of water movement. Simple question. And you know here that in case of DPD, the water will move from a region of lower DPD to higher DPD. You must refer to my previous videos where I described about DPD. That's why where you will know. I told you, I explained there in much detail about DPD. So here water will move from lower DPD to higher DPD. So A to B. So A has lower DPD. DPD, one more point what you have to remember, it is always a positive value. So A will be lower DPD, B is higher DPD. So water will move from A to B. Now coming to the last question of this session. Cells with osmotic pressure and turgor pressure. Values are given. Is surrounded by cells with an osmotic pressure 3, turgor pressure 1. What is the direction of water movement? Here also osmotic pressure is given. So first you have to find out DPD. You have to find out here DPD. DPD of cell A, let us say first cell. DPD of first cell will be how much? 5 minus 4, that is first cell equal to 1. DPD of second cell 3 minus 1, so 2. So which one has lower DPD? The first cell or cell A. You take this as cell A and cell B. So other cells, many other cells, it can be B and many other cells which have the DPD as 2. A has lower DPD. So water will move from A to all other cells. So this is the simple questions you are going to get from water potential and DPD. I hope I made it very clear, students. So you should solve it once again, just watch it once again and try to practice it. And those who have joined newly to my channel, I want you to subscribe the channel so that whatever future videos I am going to make, you are going to get the notification immediately. In my next sessions I will be continuing with all the topics in physiology one by one. So please subscribe my channel so that you will not miss any topic, any notification in future. And this will be all the next future sessions will be aiming at the NEET 2020. So prepare well, children. Thank you very much. Have a good day.